Is everybody in here?
Yep.
Possibly.
Alrighty. Got the current standings on here. Not too many surprises. I mean, we're all pretty close. No one's taken too much of a lead yet. I guess the biggest surprise is probably myself at 3-2, but I still don't have that many points.
I like how you highlighted the top points scored in green. It looks good.
Yeah, by what? By like a point and a half.
That doesn't matter. Okay, not relevant.
Yeah. Oh, we were talking today. We're not sure what the actual not tiebreaker, so the top two division winners.
Yeah.
The top division winners make the playoffs, right? They get the top two seeds.
Mhm.
We think it's like the next two based on record, but we're not entirely sure. So
Did we ever, to anyone else on the call, did we ever discuss this? Or I don't know if we ever did or not.
I don't
Sure
remember
we did.
talking about it.
We talked for.
It's not an option on Sleeper, so
Yeah, it has to be right. I would assume.
I'm gonna go whatever Sleeper default, and we can always change it for next year. The weekly. I feel like we do this every week. Week 5 top scores. I don't know if anyone wanted to call out anything on here. I didn't really have too much to say.
Jameis Winston was 5th. I guess
Mm-hmm.
he didn't have a lot of touchdowns, I think. But
Who'd they play again?
who did they play?
Football team.
Oh, good call.
Mm.
One thing I want to mention is all the Ciggy bench players that are highlighted on here.
Yeah, thank you for that, Ciggy.
Also, nice to see Chris. I haven't seen Chris in a while. Thanks for all the bets.
Chris making his second appearance. We like that.
Hey, try my best.
Hey, that's what we like to hear. Lamar, though, 55, the high score to date for this season. And I brought up earlier in the day, I guess it was Sunday, but how Herbert might have been the high score, but then Lamar just tops it next night.
Yeah, look at those cute. 3 over 50. My God.
Yeah.
Gaskin, riding the bench, 27. I had tight ends. Njoku, free agent tight end.
Njoku, he put up 28?
Yeah.
I missed that. Oh, he did catch that one long touchdown. Yeah, I remember. But still, the Brown cousins putting up dual 29s.
Are there 3 Ciggy bench players on here?
1.
Gaskin, Andrews, and Marquise Brown?
Yep. 3 bench players and a starter.
That'll do it.
Yep.
Had he started the optimum lineup, he would have came within like a point or two of Tom. Like he would have scored over 200.
Tom's team blew like the barn doors off this week. That was insane.
Yeah.
Wait, was Tom not the best manager?
No, Evan was. See, okay, I've got a gripe real quick. Evan is the best manager every week because his entire his bench puts up a combined 4 points every week. So of course he's the best manager. I thought about that.
I think
today.
I'm 2 or 3 time best manager so far, so I will hang my hat on that. Anyway, so I broke out a slide for each matchup. As you'll see, wrote kind of like I wrote like a little headline for each one, and then noted some game notes as well as some notable performances. So I thought like we can talk about these. I obviously don't want to dictate like what the conversation is. So if anyone wants to call it anything else out for each matchup.
Hey, oh hell no! You didn't put Chris Carson on there, did you? Oh shoot, that's funny.
I got to speak to that real quick.
Go ahead, Riley. Go ahead.
I fucked up. I fucked up on that one. Hand up. Good news is that it wouldn't have mattered no matter what I did.
Yeah, that makes me feel a tad better.
My team killed it this week. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that made me feel better. What made me feel really bad was watching the Chargers game. That made me feel really bad.
I don't know if this will make you feel better or not, but Chris's quarterback and one of his wide receivers would have beat Reid single-handedly.
Chris's quarterback and wide receiver almost beat me by themselves.
That's fair.
To the tight end woes, I'm once again in absolute misery. I made a trade for Logan Thomas, not like a blockbuster deal or anything. Logan Thomas is good, not great. He's like any given week he could be a top 12 tight end. But now I'm scrounging the bottom of the barrel every week looking for like a scrap of a tight end point. I'm gonna reiterate, said it last week. Don't love the tight end premium. It has continuously just bowled me over this year because I punted the position. But yeah.
I'd like to add a big thank you to Collin for giving me Mike Williams. Do appreciate that.
Oh yeah, I will touch on that. What do you guys think about that? With the what's up, Evan?
I was just say, what was that trade, Collin or Chris? I know Ruggs was involved.
If I remember.
Yeah, Ruggs was in. Ruggs and something for.
Like picks were pretty even. They were just different years. So yeah, it turned Ruggs into AB. So for me, it ended up being Mike Williams for Antonio Brown, which I don't know. I thought Williams would get hurt, just like Pat based on previous years. I thought he'd get hurt. Like it was just I didn't trust him.
Yeah,
his talent's
Mike Williams is electric this year.
I was gonna say
healthy. He's by far and away the best draft pick in like a redraft sense. Dynasty.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike Williams was like waivers in I feel like a lot of leagues. So he's been insane.
Yeah, I dropped him in redrafts. Riley swooped in for the kill.
I did. He's been carrying me.
What do you guys think about that though? Like Mike Williams is literally making Keenan Allen look like wide receiver too. Do you guys think that's just like an aberration, or you think there's something to that? He had like 16 targets, I think, something like that on Sunday, didn't he?
No, I'll say that. Mike Williams is playing that Michael Thomas role, like the X receiver. I think.
Yeah.
And that was like in training camp. They were saying Mike Williams is going to have a big year because he's playing that Michael Thomas role. So I think it'll stick. Like I don't think it's just kind of out of the blue. I think it could stay all.
It'll stick till he gets hurt.
Yeah.
I've never been a Keenan Allen fan, to be honest.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I'm not saying he's a bad player or anything. I don't know.
I think there is a paradigm shift, too, in the play calling in the offense for the Chargers, too. They look like a wildly more explosive team this year compared to years previous.
Oh, yeah, dude. Herbert, I was telling Colin and Evan and Austin the other day, he doesn't get enough credit. The dude is nasty. He's a beast.
Yeah, Herbert's
really good.
Talk about electric.
Mike Williams, lowest outside of week 4, he hasn't had less than 9 targets, which is obviously really good. Probably, I don't know the stats on it, but probably close to second, third in the league. I know Cup has more, but pretty crazy. I just want to point out that I don't know if you guys remember when we were drafting, I accidentally fat-fingered and drafted Mike Williams and had to revert back. So I'll take Chris.
I remember that actually.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got one just like very like specific play in my mind. I just was looking at Diggs held without touchdown again. That deep ball that he caught, he Deshaun Jacksoned himself. He could have scored that 99 out of 100 times, but he just caught the ball, stood still, looked around, and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna score," and then he got tackled. That made me. I was so mad, bro. He
definitely did not realize that guy was right next to him.
Oh, dude.
I just want.
Oh, go ahead.
I just want to say real quick, Keenan Allen's actually 3rd in targets, and Mike Williams is 7th.
Yeah, no, Allen still gets his targets. They're just like all underneath and stuff. And as you mentioned, he's like playing in the slots now, but it's interesting.
He's playing the Allen Robinson role, just like 4-yard slants.
Yeah.
Riley did mention last week how miserable you'd have to be to score less than 100 points in our league. And he did get 101, but he almost ate his words right away, like instant karma there.
I forgot.
My point stands. I had I would say I had an abysmal week, and I still got over 100.
That's true.
That's fair.
Yeah,
and I didn't start a running back, and I got over 100. I think my point's more valid than ever.
I'm not sure who I'm not sure who didn't get 100 points last week. I don't know who you're referring to, but real shame.
Dude, Chris, he came out and smoked me. There were some ricochet shots to Chris last week. Not intentionally, but they just came out that way. And then Chris came out and
Chris was under 100 and he fielded a full lineup. Shit.
Yeah.
Well played,
It's pretty
Chris.
bad. I would have been so pissed if for some reason Mike Williams was not in my lineup, because on my end it was 100%. But what's weird about it is when I checked my lineup today, there was 2 missing spots. There was 2 empty spots. I had to fill in Mike Williams, and then I had to fill in a running back, which I can't remember. I think it was Josh Jacobs was out of my lineup, which makes no sense. But whatever.
I don't know. Kyler Murray with his worst output to date. Hopefully I know he had I don't know, somebody was saying he had an arm injury or something was going on. Hopefully it's
he was getting his elbows looked at towards the end of the game, but I don't think it was nothing serious.
I didn't get to see
Cardinals are for real.
Yeah, the Cardinals are good. I didn't get to see much of that game though. I mean,
they tried to lose that game and they still won. So
yeah, for real. Brandon against the Niners.
Anything else with this game wanted to point out?
Other than you can expect a long winning streak by CeeDee Lamb lover. Shout out to Austin.
Austin's still not back, huh?
You got Reid next week, so.
What the hell does this headline say, Evan?
Oh, she's with the Fuels.
Kelsey Gills, Chad Burrow, and these.
I've got a pretty good vocabulary, and I was like, ghouls? The hell's that?
I think I made a last minute change. I didn't spell check this, by the way. So
that's
anyway, this was exciting matchup.
Yeah.
Last minute magic by Travis Kelce to put Collin over the top.
I texted Austin because we were texting right before this game because we knew it was going to be Tyreek and Kelce. I was like, it's going to be whoever scores the touchdown. Luckily it was Kelce. Yeah. And then Tyreek, he didn't have that many yards either. He didn't have that big play.
I fell asleep during the halftime break because it was 11 o'clock Eastern by the time the game got started back up.
Yeah. That was ridiculous.
And I was like, how did I lose by 1 point? I'm so.
I also fell asleep at halftime.
You woke up and you realized you lost. That's tough. That's the worst way to find out.
I was winning barely when I went to bed, but I was like, it's going to be a close game. But unfortunate.
The Chiefs don't look that good. They look good, but they don't look as good as they have in the last 2 years. I don't know what's up with them.
Oh, no.
Teams are just playing too high safety over the top.
4-4.
Yeah.
And they can't run the ball. So if they don't have 1 to 2 explosive plays like that, then it's just going to be hard for them because they throw the ball to 2 people.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Clyde over Delaire on that one, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, also, I don't need the backup in Chicago anymore. I've got the backup in Kansas City. So
there you go. You're welcome.
Hey, Austin was sending us something that the Chiefs might be trading for Marlon Mack, though.
I heard that as well.
Yeah, but we'll see. You need to figure something out, though.
I want to back up my Burrow-Rodgers decision because Reid did.
I want to discuss this.
It was based on matchup. Jair Alexander was out for Green Bay. We were getting Higgins back. Mixon, I think the running volume would be high. I thought we'd throw at least 40 times. And our DBs, Bengals, have been pretty good. So I don't know.
Let your fanship get in the way of a fantasy dub.
What was that? Sorry.
So you almost let your fanship get in the way of a fantasy dub.
And I'm going to try not to get no promises, but it didn't come back to back. It didn't backfire too bad because Rodgers only had, I think, 4 points.
Yeah. It was only 2 points, but I wasn't calling you out that you started the wrong player.
Yeah,
I was just more wanting to see what you thought about going forward. Is it going to be okay, let's just start Rodgers every week, or is it more matchup dependent? I didn't call you out on this.
No, you're good. I think it will. I think ultimately it mostly will be Rodgers, but if I really like the matchup with Burrow, I will go with that. It just depends.
Is Austin here?
Yeah, he's back.
Because You got to stop benching Tom Brady.
I played him this week.
Did you?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, my sleeper shows you.
There's probably a different way. Is it for?
Yeah, the sleeper's all fucking weird with this.
You can't click on a team because it's you got to click on the matchup.
It's not for like the current week you want. Yeah, yeah. I feel like we talk about this every week, but Austin. So like, after another week, is there any change or any definitive answer on your strategy for Dak versus Brady going forward?
I actually have for this coming week. I have Dak in there.
I see that.
I'm afraid with Brady being a little bit hurt, we're playing Philly. It's just going to be a low-scoring game because Philly can't score. So.
Really, I thought it was going to be a high-scoring game. Actually, from Eagles. I think it'll be high-scoring.
Hey, bro, low-scoring teams haven't stopped Tom and the Bucks this season yet.
I like Eagles weapons against Bucks defense because the Eagles only pass and the Bucks can't stop people from passing on them.
They're terrible against wide receivers.
That's true.
Devontae Smith's slam
is
start.
That what I saw? I think I saw something as like they're number one against the number one run defense and then like 30-second pass. I don't know if I think that's what I saw. Yeah,
I think it'll be a high-scoring game personally. Although I could be completely wrong.
I think the Eagles could win that game, which is disgusting to say.
I don't know about either of those two things. I mean, no, anything can happen, but I don't expect the Eagles to win.
Put money on the Eagles. I'll guarantee a victory.
Oh, okay, Chris. I see you. High roll over here.
I'll see right now.
Update on the Brewers score. Oh, it's 4-4. God.
Did you actually put money on the Brewers?
Yeah, I put $35 on the Brewers.
Dang. I had a parlay going that already lost, so.
Hey, do a betting meeting or something. This is fantasy football.
Get him, Collin.
You know what, Collin? You can leave.
If I leave, we all leave because I'm in the meeting.
Shoot.
But yeah.
All right, what else do we have here? Cordero Patterson, RB3 on the season. I don't know how.
This is just disgusting. This just makes me want to puke.
Cordell Patterson, I said this last week.
Collin didn't even play him this week.
Cordero Patterson is a must-start running back 2 or a flex if you have him. The offense
you did play him. I forgot.
The offense goes through that man.
Yeah, lately. I'm still not a believer. I need to see like another week or two before I get on board. Him starting him every week.
At the flex, like I feel like he's pretty at this point.
Fair enough.
I feel about it.
Fair enough. And with the production he's been putting up lately, like it's hard to not see the Falcons continuing to feed him the ball or at least give him the opportunity.
The Falcons just don't have anyone else. Like Pitts is like starting to come online, but it's Ridley, Pitts, Cordero. That's it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right because they just need weapons, like any type of play or spark or just like person that can do something positive, like because like Mike Davis is like can be okay in like the right situation, but like the Falcons don't need a backup running back who's gonna get like just run north and south for like 2-3 yards most of the time.
This breakout game by Pitts, is he on any of your radars for the Dynasty TE1 now, or do you think he's still got some ground to go? As far as who you want to own,
he's been mine.
It depends when Kelsey retires.
Yeah, I mean, depends like what the horizon is. If you're talking like 5 years, no. If you're talking like 10 years, yeah.
I'm talking about the guy you'd want on your team right now. Like,
I'll take Kelsey.
I'll still take Kelsey or Waller because obviously we drafted them ahead of Pitts. But
I mean, don't throw Waller in that bucket. He's not on that level.
Well, he's not on Kelsey's level,
right?
Correct.
Oh, I mean, yeah, but he's still 3 years younger, and I would say he's close. He's number 2.
Right. There's just a little gap there.
Yeah, I'm not saying Kelsey's better, but that's beside the point. I'd still take Waller over Pitts right now. Like draft him ahead of Pitts.
I agree.
Yeah, I would take Pitts over Kittle. I think that's the line.
Yeah, it's close. Yeah. I mean, I'm probably
in Dynasty in redraft. I think we still have to go Kittle, but
you're right.
I personally only have Waller ahead of him.
Well,
if I were to have one on my team.
God, even over your boy Hawk.
even over Hawk, yeah.
Hey, Chris, what do you think? I know you're a tight end connoisseur.
Not gonna lie, I was zoned out.
That's why I'm here. I got to keep you on your toes.
Yeah, please. Ask me again. What's the question?
Like, what tight ends would you take over Kyle Pitts in Dynasty? Like, just from here on out, like, who would you rather have on your roster, or who would you rather have on your roster over Pitts, if anyone?
Personally, Robert Tonyan and Evan Ingram. I mean,
shoot.
So yeah, that's my final answer.
It's not quite the same as Lockett, but the wide receiver room in Seattle without Russ is. I think you'd rather have Metcalf than Lockett.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
definitely.
But I also don't think either of them are. I think they both take a hit. I think Metcalf less so. I think Metcalf still puts up wide receiver 1 numbers with anybody at quarterback.
Yeah, I think like just because like those two are like the only receivers, just because like there's like other ancillary receivers. They're just like not that big of names, not that productive. I think they'll still put up okay numbers even with Geno in, and Geno looked okay. Granted, it was just 1/2 in relief duty the other night, but yeah, they're both taking a hit, as you said.
They're working out Blake Bortles.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Bradley, I'm kind of wondering why you worded it the way that you did. It almost seemed like you weren't 100% sure you'd have Metcalf over him, but you just said Metcalf's a 1.
I don't know what I said to.
You just said you think like Metcalf would like be better, or would hurt Metcalf
yeah,
or something like that. I think that's what he's getting.
I was trying not to be cocky.
Oh, just throw it out there. Tell the truth.
Yeah. Say it with your chest.
So far this season, I've ate pretty much every confident thing I've said. So
I think
Jalen Hurts over Stafford.
Yeah, true.
Touche. Long season, though, boys.
I think Geno. Sounds weird, but I think Geno could actually help Metcalf just because I think it'll hurt Lockett so much that, like, as the deep threat, Metcalf could get a lot of targets.
Yeah. I feel that.
Which is weird to say, but I think he could maybe be better with Geno. Not that he was bad before.
Yeah. Just may hurt, like, touchdown-wise and stuff like that. Like, the offense putting up points.
Lockett's on the block for anybody that wants him. Buy a little opportunity.
Trade Lockett.
Who hasn't gotten in talks about trading Lockett? Just has everyone here? Or no?
What was that?
I got about 4 trade offers for Lockett before the season started, and I kept telling him, I have DK Metcalf. Like, I don't want Tyler Lockett.
And you haven't got any more? I don't think.
I know. You're right. You're good.
Yeah, I was told a first and second for Lockett. I said no.
Hey, let's hit this chase point real quick. Floor of 11.5, 5 TDs. Damn. Hey, Collin and Reid. Not even Reid. We know what Reid's gonna say. Collin, so how do you feel about the Chase draft pick as of now, this point in the season? Particularly over Sewell.
My thing was just like it's all dependent on the O-line, and the O-line's played like decent enough to where the pick, like taking Chase over an O-lineman, doesn't look bad. So I mean I'd say it was a good pick right now. If the O-line gets one injury to their tackle, and then that could change. Cause I don't know about the depth, but yeah, right. He looks great. I'm not surprised how he's looked. I'm surprised how much he's impacted winning, I guess, because the O-line's been better than I expected.
Yeah, I think the Lockett injury is very untimely for me because this week kind of showed me that Chase is like my set it and forget it flex 2. So basically my lineup is almost set every single week, almost regardless of matchup outside of Dak or Brady. That's like the only lineup decision I feel like I have to make. It was very unfortunate that Lockett got hurt because I would definitely be looking to move him right now. assuming Russ wasn't hurt.
Answering the whole Chase thing to you and Austin A. So you know my answer there.
Yep.
Every week.
Really just wanted to send the meme of that you guys kept sending before the season about like you
Can't
catch the ball.
anyone blocking?
There's nobody blocking. But I
My
wanted to
answer
reverse,
has not
reverse
changed
it. But I'm
before the
saying.
season. Nothing has changed.
Right. You just have like the best young.
Hey, you guys were like 3 kicks away from 4-1 and beating the Packers, so looking pretty good so far with them. And Chase is a big part of that.
Where do you guys put Chase in comparison to other, let's go like second year wide receiver prospects, like Chase to Justin Jefferson, Chase to Judy, Chase to CeeDee Lamb? Like, where do you think he falls?
Jefferson.
I would say
he's
like
Jefferson, but ahead of
right
everyone else.
for now. Yeah, but he's right there with like CeeDee Lamb, I would say. But yeah, they're both just a little bit behind Jefferson, but he has the potential to be.
That's also what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I think I sent this to Austin, Ehi, and Evan, but keep Trey cut. They've got Jefferson, like out of everyone, Jefferson's number 1, and I think Chase was number 3 or 4, like in value.
Yeah, that was surprising.
So I don't know. I thought that was interesting. But we can move on to the next bet. We've been taking a long time on this one.
I think we should get rid of defenses though, because I would have won without defenses. I'm just saying.
Yeah. That was again, Austin. That was me plugging. We should get rid of defenses.
I want all this.
Reid feels differently.
Yeah, I want all this compensation for my top rank defense out here.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, we'll talk about that after the season. Next matchup was mine. I can't tank for the. I can't tank. Apparently, I'm trying.
Well, that's because you still have like multiple like viable players and like if not star players, despite your strategy. So it just like ends up working. And then you freaking Dawson Knox decides he wants to be Travis Kelce Jr. all of a sudden. So
he's available. Whoever wants him.
What is the price for Dawson Knox? Because I'm afraid to ask because it's gotta be exorbitant, right?
It
starts at a second round pick.
Oh God.
He's tight end 5 right now. I can't sell him low.
I know, bro, but that hurts.
At this point, Evan's here to win now. If he beats Bradley,
hey, just be wary. Reid said the same thing about Tyson Williams.
Dude,
ain't that right?
You got more snaps this week, baby. He's backing up and up.
I mean, yeah. I think I drafted Dawson Knox in like the 21st round, so if he turns into nothing, he turns into
Didn't you like drop him like 2 or 3 times too?
Then I picked him back up, before the season started,
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, I mean, there obviously like there's not much to call out here. Obviously, we're both. So.
Evan McPherson 0 is funny.
How serious? If you do stumble into a win this week with Bradley, how serious of a buyer are you going to try to be?
I mean, 4-2. I feel like I'm like a running back and another wide receiver being able to compete. But so I probably would. Seriously.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be an interesting spot for you because you'd be 4-2, obviously, surprisingly. Yeah. But then it'd also be hard for you to like buy at a reasonable price. So like I don't know what you would be able to do even if you were interested. So, but then again,
like a depreciated Riley team that they thought they were going to make the playoffs. If Riley keeps losing, maybe I'm just kidding, Riley.
No, I was gonna say, Spinoza, in like 3 weeks, if I've lost 3 straight and you've won 3 straight, you and I are a match made.
For buys. All right, I'll take Diggs.
I've got a crisp Allen Robinson.
Crisp Dawson Knox, so it fills both needs. Yeah, so I got a tight end battle going on. Got Pitts, Knox, and Donald Parham at 13 this week. Call that out too. Tight end guru over here.
I've got a question, and again, I'm kind of diving into the minutia here. When Parham caught his touchdown, was his celebration him like dumping Parmesan cheese? Is that what that is? Do you guys see him?
I didn't see.
Damn. Because if it is, that's sick. The dude's electric. If that's the case.
I did want to ask you, Reid, about your young receivers? You have a plethora of like rookie and
Good question.
second-year receivers.
So-
Ayuk, off the top of my head, Ayuk, Devontae, Chenault, T. Higgins. Wanted to ask you your thoughts on them right now.
Then we got like Terrace Marshall and Elijah Moore down there too.
Yeah.
My two biggest comments about my team talked one with this wide receiver. The other is that my best player is on the trading block, the Buffalo Bills defense. So if you're serious about competing, hit me up for the Buffalo Bills defense. They're on the up and up. But I've been incredibly disappointed in my wideouts this year. Like, other than my draft picks, obviously, they were kind of the cornerstone to my rebuild, and they've all flopped. Not that I'm particularly worried about their long term. Like, I'm still not worried about Elijah Moore long term. I'm not worried about Terrace Marshall long term. I'm not really worried about T. Higgins long term. They've all flopped except for Devonta. And so I've been pretty pleased with him. And we were talking earlier, Evan, about how he's had 3 touchdowns at least brought back this year. And if those touchdowns aren't called back for stupid things, then we're looking at a year almost as good as Jamar Chase. So I've been super pleased with him, and he's been better than his numbers have shown. But everyone else, I'm pretty disappointed. Although I have no choice but to hold him and hope for the best.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like you're stuck in a impossible situation, specifically with Brandon Ayuk, because he has the talent to be a wide receiver too, in my opinion, and he is not performing, and you can't trade him because every trade is going to be disgustingly low for the talent that's there. But
yeah, I was actually about to ask on that. Like, what would you want for Ayuk at this point, Reid, or how do you feel about him in general?
It would have to. It wouldn't be worth my while unless they included a first rounder, and then. But to get that, yeah. I mean, there's no reason for me to trade him for a second rounder.
That's fair. But also, I was gonna say, sorry, I know because on a side note, Reid, Austin, and we have a chat where Reid really likes Elijah Moore, we know, but I'm just saying, you said you're not worried about him at all out of all the receivers, but I was just looking at his last couple of weeks. 2 weeks ago, I don't know if he was hurt or not, but he put up 0 points. Looks like he was hurt. But then last week he put up 0 points and he only played 41% of snaps. How do you feel about that?
I watched that game. He got open on 2 deep targets that Zach Wilson just completely missed him.
So that's what inspired the points per downfield.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Do you know what young Jets receiver put up more than 0 points?
Denzel Mims.
Denzel Mims, baby. All right, we can move on.
2 catches,
But
23
so my big thing with my team is obviously I'm looking for points right now, so I don't care. I'm just hoping that at least 2 or 3 of my wideouts, plus at least 1 of my underperforming quarterbacks, have a good second half of the year and carry over momentum towards next year, so that can jumpstart my rebuild for next year. That's my hope at this point.
Sorry. Continue.
That's it.
Oh no, real quick. This is open to anyone. I was just gonna say, well, how do you guys feel about Reid's young quarterbacks? Who would you bet on the most going forward, fantasy wise, out of Lawrence, Lance, Fields, and Wilson? I'm just curious.
Trevor Lawrence.
Trey Lance.
That's what I said. That's a T-Law.
The answer is Zach Wilson.
I think
that's bad.
I wouldn't surprise me.
I say that unironically too.
I legitimately think it's Trey Lance.
I think that's
He
good.
did. Yeah, that is. He's obviously really fast and he rushes a lot, but he does not look ready to start at all.
Oh God, no. Dunk.
If you look at, he's like a little schizophrenic back there.
The redraft pipe dream for me was take Tannehill and then take a late Trey Lance and just hope that when Trey Lance took over, he was going to be the next Lamar Jackson. He took over and he looks like Lamar Jackson did last year, so that's not good.
Okay. And Tannehill looks like Tannehill 3 years ago.
Tannehill has
Miami Dolphins.
Tannehill has so wildly underperformed that he almost single-handedly tanked my redraft.
Yeah, Titans in general, honestly, but yeah.
Yeah, and speaking of Titans, AJ Brown, I put that on here. AJ Brown's had a really slow start. Wide receiver 77 so far.
He's helped lead you to that 3-2 start, Evan. Your best
Yeah,
player.
seriously, he's like my worst receiver. He's worse than Henry Ruggs.
Evan, I'm curious. When you were drafting, who did you? Because I had like a cornerstone player that I wanted to be like my lead, like top talent player. Who was yours
who
when
was
you were
that?
drafting?
Jonathan Taylor.
DK Metcalf is like that's my pillar player.
Evans was
Right.
Brown.
Yeah, I mean, I took AJ Brown in the first round.
So
I had AJ Brown as like the top, my like favorite wide receiver for Dynasty was
Okay.
AJ Brown. I would have probably taken Jefferson second, but yeah, AJ Brown was number one. So yeah, he looks terrible. So I can't say I'm not a little worried, but again, not really going for it this year. So I just want to be healthy for next year.
Wait, before we start this matchup, can I just say how focused Ciggy is in, I'm guessing, Minecraft? Like his face the whole
I
time.
can't see his picture right now. Yeah, we haven't heard this man talk one time. That is true. I forgot.
I'm building my base, boys. I'm just paying attention.
We're gonna get Ciggy some action on this next matchup. The infirmary.
Is Bradley on the call yet or no?
No.
All right. Alexander Madison, 24 points. And Lamar, obviously, that season high at 55.
Awesome boy.
Tom had an insane week.
That's the highest score of the season by far. Like, it's more than 20 points more, I think, than anyone else.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like
30.
I feel like all of Tom's players were like underperforming so far, and they all just did really well. They all got like 20 plus.
Exactly. That's what I was telling you guys, Austin and Collin and Evan. Like, Tom still has a really good team, even though like he started extremely slow for whatever reason, and he has depth too. So like that bodes well for him. But they finally came to play.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, they're both not here. So I guess some things that I saw. Bradley doesn't really have a running back two for next week if Cook remains out. I don't know what his deal is. I know he's probably still questionable. But because Mike Davis has a bye, so he literally doesn't have anybody to play there. I don't think.
Yeah, he doesn't have Michael Carter either. I'm looking. Yeah, that's tough.
Just Damian Williams on the trade market.
I might offer him a nice Daryl Williams. We'll see which Williams wins out.
What D Will does he want?
Honestly, Riley, that's a pretty good question. Who you would rather have?
The answer is your Damian Williams. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Damian. Yeah.
In general, I think I like Daryl better, but Damian will get more volume in Chicago.
Yeah.
But I think Austin, I can give you a sneaky trade target.
All right, let's hear it.
Michael Thomas for some running back of yours.
Why'd you direct that at Austin? Oh, because
we're that's
a running back.
Yeah, but
the issue is Riley. I don't really have any
would have to throw
depth running backs. I have 3 really good running backs and then nothing.
That is true, and I don't think Michael Thomas is worth near like any one of his running. Like Bradley would have to throw a lot.
What about Lockett?
He hates him.
Yeah. God,
he's
dude,
like, what if you give up more players and still get Michael Thomas?
I thought that was a good idea, and then I looked at this is not a shot, Austin, but I did just look at your bench, and now I understand. Like you got nothing to offer.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Never mind. Maybe
I don't know what he's gonna do next week, but either way, I'm sure I'll find something. We said about Lamar, insane game, almost 56 points. Tom is on the tight end carousel as well now. He's riding the merry-go-round because he's got Dwelly. He picked up Dwelly for Kittle, and now they're both on bye next week. So I don't know what he's gonna do there.
I can give him Adam Troutman.
He's got Hooper on his bench. Not that it's great.
Does not inspire confidence, but
no, definitely not.
Sure. And then Bradley's not on here, but I wanted him to talk about Hurts versus Stafford because I think it's fun, but he's not on here.
He hates them both.
Yeah. So we can move on unless anybody else wanted to say anything about this.
Before we move on from Tom, and I don't know if this was on the agenda for later, but Tom versus Riley is the matchup of the week next week.
I have to play. I have to play against Tom.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's the Fox. That's America's game of the week
matchup that we've had. Like, this is a very important game for both of you.
That's the Jacksonville Cincinnati Thursday night football game. That's what that is. Like it.
No, that's America's Game of the Week. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman are on the call,
Troy
man.
Aikman.
4:15 on Fox.
God, I hate Troy Aikman.
Troy Aikman's such a
They won't be out of
stupid
playoffs, but
person.
it'll be tough.
God, back when I was in the league, nobody cares, Troy.
Tom has Kamara on bye, Riley. If that makes you feel better.
It does. It does.
Oh,
But he's
damn,
got.
that is huge.
Wait. James Robinson has a great matchup, right? Yeah. Oh God, he's going against Tennessee. James Robinson's about to drop 40 on my forehead.
Oh God. All right. This
Oh,
was also.
Ciggy,
can I go real
Go
quick
ahead.
on Tom's team? Is Chris Godwin the worst receiver in Tampa?
He's the best.
Yeah, out of the three, yes. If you're talking fantasy wise, I don't know, but just like in general, I also think
I'll take Godwin over any of the three the rest of the year.
For fantasy or just in general? For fantasy?
For fantasy.
I take him.
I mean, that's fair.
AB looks amazing.
You would take AB over Godwin for fantasy?
I don't know about those two. I would take Godwin over Mike Evans. I don't trust Mike Evans.
It's an impossible question, I think.
Mike Evans has been balling though.
I know.
Just look at Godwin's targets. He doesn't miss.
Look
So
at
why
his
hasn't he been
touchdowns.
putting up numbers? I haven't checked. Has he been putting up numbers?
He's been double digits every week -1, and it was the New England game where Brady pooped in his pants.
Well, whoever Darius Slay guards this Thursday night, they're not going to get points. I'm assuming it's going to be Mike Evans. So
he's due for
I'm
that.
sure
We'll see about that, son.
That's what we like to hear, Evan.
Hey, Ciggy, get in on this.
All right.
Right here, this is our matchup.
This was a fun one.
It's tough because I was really confident in Sam Darnold, but having the Eagles shut him down is kind of discouraging. But yeah, I'm picking up Carson Wentz. So if anybody wants to trade me for a quarter, I mean, I'm looking for a quarterback. Darnold's
I got
not sustainable
Tannehill
for
and
the
Derek
future.
Carr.
But
Derek Carr's been balling before the last couple.
I was gonna say I didn't hate starting Darnold, but Philly's defense has actually been pretty good. So
yeah, so that's tough. But I mean, you brought out the game notes. I mean, I don't know which one of my running backs to start every week. I mean, even in my receivers, like Marquise Brown, I have to start him, but Sutton's also done really well. And well, DJ Moore had an off week, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know who to start. It's just it's difficult every week. I literally make a last minute decision.
Siggy, how would you feel about starting someone like
Mark Andrews?
No. How would you feel about starting someone in like the realm of Amari Cooper?
No. Now we're talking.
I didn't like Amari last year.
Damn. What about Allen Robinson? All right, we can move on.
See, I was going to say it's kind of off topic, but like you seem to have a special affinity for Mark Andrews. Like you got him in redraft. I think you had him like the last couple of years too in fantasy. It's like are you a huge Mark Andrews guy?
Here's the thing. I didn't have him 2 years ago. I didn't have him. I had him last year.
Gotcha.
And that was mainly because the very first year I played with all you guys, like tight end was tough for me. So I was like, I can't let go of that. But if you give up, your tight end, then your receiver struggles. So it's really like, it just, it's what do you do?
He is.
Right?
It's a coin toss.
If your receivers are good, your tight ends are bad.
So
I also think Mark Andrews is like the best play it safe, like decent tight end that you can get, like draft position wise. You don't have to get him in the first, second, or third round. You can get him in like the fifth or sixth.
I'd still say Kelsey or someone like that, because even though you have to take him dumb high, I mean Kelsey he puts up like wide receiver 1 points, especially
you're right, but Kelsey you got Kelsey depending on your first round draft pick. Wherever you were in the first round, that determined if you had Travis Kelsey or not.
Yeah,
I guess not in Dynasty. Maybe not in Dynasty.
No, I got you. Yeah, no, I feel that. But my boy, go ahead. Whoever said that.
Oh, I was gonna bring up like for Ciggy, the Marquise Brown, Mark Andrews. Like, there's no way and I know they both went off this week. I'd be really uncomfortable starting both of them. And that's me. I hate starting two receivers.
That's fair. But I think you got to start one of them. Those are Lamar's like two favorite targets. Like,
I think in that situation you start Marquise Brown over Mark Andrews.
Really?
Yeah, Marquise Brown. If you look at his, besides the game where he dropped a couple passes, if you look at his stats going back, he is like insanely consistent.
I am never.
Yeah, but like
if I have him, I'm playing him every.
But like Andrews relative to Ciggy's other tight ends, I know Schultz just had a good game versus Brown relative to those other receivers. Like Brown, I feel like is in the same tier as his like other bench receivers, whereas Andrews is like clearly a better option than Schultz. I feel like
You get a tight end premium. Yeah, I mean, I would start Dawson Knox. If he plays at this rate, I can play Schultz over someone like Juju. Well, Juju's hurt now, but for example.
Yeah, I mean,
Schultz has been balling too.
I understand where Colin's coming from, but I don't feel bad about starting the two premiums on the Ravens offense. It would be like starting Tyreek and Kelsey if you somehow manage that to happen, right? Like,
I mean, that's quite the comparison, but yeah.
Well, it's like a diet Kelsey and a diet Tyreek Hill.
No, it's like that meme. It's like, hey mom, can we have Tyreek and Kelsey? It's like, we have Tyreek and Kelsey at home. It's Marquise Brown and Mark Andrews or whatever. But anyways, I did want to touch on my couple of the Giants. They're just killing me, man. Talk about an infirmary like Saquon, Kenny Golladay. Not that I expected Sterling Shepard and Darius Slayton to be huge impact players, but Shepard has been good this year before he got hurt. But it was nice to sneak out this win playing 8 on 10 because I was telling Austin like a week or two ago that I was hoping this would be, a pretty much given win for me. And then I'm looking forward to this week's matchup with Austin because if I can somehow upset him with all my injuries, that would be huge because I got a bye week the following week against Reid. So that would put me at like 6-1.
Wait, Ehi, real quick, do you have Saquon, Kenny Golladay, and Sterling Shepard all rostered?
And Slayton.
Yeah, correct. And Slayton.
And Booker.
And Devontae Booker.
It's insane how much investment you have in the Giants offense.
Yeah.
It's worked out.
It is.
But you don't have the most important piece, though.
Saquon's a given. Kenny G, I'm still holding out hope for, even though I know there's not a lot of love for him. And then Sterling Shepard has actually had played well before he got hurt this year. So Slayton's just there just because he's young and I guess he plays.
Oh, go ahead, Riley.
What's up?
I was gonna say something dumb. All other Giants receivers pale in comparison to Kadarius Toney now. He is.
Dude, Tony's been he's been short.
Riley, I wanted him 2 weeks ago, and you didn't want to bite on the Christian Kirk.
Yeah, I'm not dumb.
No one's biting on that.
He's putting up points. I mean, I'll keep him. Whatever. Realistically, I wouldn't get his value.
You didn't bite on the full diaper I offered you. Yeah, no, obviously not.
Anyway.
EA Spin, what were you gonna ask me?
I'm just looking at your lineup for next week. Like, looks like you put Shepard and Julio in there. Like, what if they're both out? I know to play, but like, what if they both remain out? Who are you gonna play?
I'm quite screwed because I didn't even want to put Booker in, but I was basically forced to because I couldn't force myself to put AJ Green to start AJ Green. And so, but yeah, no, to answer your question, if they're out, obviously I'm going to have to put AJ Green in. Then I'll probably have to roll with Jared or Cook as like a second flex, assuming Gronk's still out or limited. So I would
be next week with that team.
Bro, I would be if I somehow pull this off. Dude, that's why I need Mahomes and Waller and Chubb to carry me. Mahomes and Waller at those premium positions, and then I just need Chubb just to do Chubb things. Go full Chubb.
Chubb. Yeah, it'll be interesting next week. It'd be impressive if you pull that one out, especially with those guys if they stay out.
And last thing I gotta say, just gotta give a quick shout out to my boy Deebo Samuel. Salute.
Yeah, number 5. I can't believe it. I mean, he'll get hurt eventually, I think, but 5 right now.
Yeah.
All right, so that's all the matchups. I had a couple more slides on here. One I did, I did like a power ranking type thing. It's just like for fun, so I thought maybe we could debate it if we wanted to. And then I also put on the next week's schedule so we can discuss that if we wanted to.
Yeah, it's good predict who's gonna win or something.
For the commission's power rankings heading into week 6, gonna be some hot takes in here maybe.
I like it. Commission's power ranking.
Bradley at 1's crazy.
37 Dynasty at 10 is crazy.
You think Bradley at 1's crazy, Riley? I mean, I agree. I don't think he has the best team right now, but just based on performance thus far, I think it's fair.
I don't mean anything disrespectful by that because I know Bradley listens. I know. It's just the running back situation is tenuous at best, and then I don't know.
I agree. In a couple of weeks, I do not expect them to be at 1, but yeah, no.
Is this like so? I'm curious. What is your definition? Like, where do these rankings come from? Just in general, or like?
I'll say like I took like past performance, like record and like points scored into consideration. I also took into consideration like future outlook. I guess you could say. Like, I mean, they're for like for week 6, I guess. So. I don't know. I mean, I didn't really put too much thought into it.
They're pretty good. I like it. I think I agree with everything. The only thing I agree with everything I said. The only thing I may change is switching Collin and Austin, but I don't know if I would do that. That's just the only thing I would maybe do.
Yeah.
Did you have crazy that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people within 10 points of each other at the top for points scored.
That's sweet. Yeah, that's crazy. And real quick, just because Collin did beat Austin, I will say actually that this is correct order. Yeah.
I think Austin's still probably my 1 at the moment.
Interesting.
Austin's the least impacted by injury, I think, besides McCaffrey.
McCaffrey, Lockett, not having Russ, I don't think he'll do that well without him. That was my thinking.
Yeah,
start Lockett.
Yeah.
Riley, I still couldn't hear
his defense though. I'm gonna have a few weeks without Barkley, and then Galladay and Julio are like perpetually hurt too, so that's not good.
I couldn't ignore the 4-1 record though.
I think
I respect it.
If you work under the assumption that McCaffrey comes back this week, Austin's got to be the number 1, right? McCaffrey, Jones, Elliott, Hill, Hopkins, Chase with his performance. I mean,
so I guess it just depends how you look at it. So I'm assuming you guys are putting like heavy on future outlook, which is completely fair. So I mean, yeah.
Also, a shame. It's a shame that Andrews popped off because I was this close from getting Andrews from Ciggy before the game.
Oh man!
Ciggy said his price has gone up.
Are you guys at liberty to discuss the offer or the parameters or no?
I can pull up the message.
It all came down to Ciggy declined because he didn't know who to drop because I was giving him too many pieces.
You were giving me crumbs. I didn't know which of my crumbs to give up. So my first offer was Tom Brady and Chris's 11th pick, the 11th pick for next year.
Oh my gosh, Austin and that.
For Mostert, Sermon, and McKissick. And
oh my god.
I was countered for Mark Andrews and an early third, and then a 22nd early third. I would get Brady, which I wanted to get Brady from the start, but I also wanted some young guys. But it was Brady, Higbee, Atwell, De'Ami Brown, Amari Rodgers.
Oh,
ew! That's if you would have accepted that trade, I would have been pissed.
Why would you want Brady if you're trading away Mark Andrews? I feel like Brady's.
Yeah, and if you want if you also want young players too, because I know Brady's been balling, but max another year or 2.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. It came down. It's way too many players, and then I would have dropped way too much. But I really wanted Brady plus a young, plus an early pick
Gotcha.
for next year, and that was really kind
Yeah,
of.
that would have been not good for the rest of us if Austin was able to acquire.
Was he off that pick in the deal too? I'm sorry, that Chris's second rounder in that deal that you just laid out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Andrews really wasn't having that great of a year up until last game, so
Right.
I think it's a fair offer to consider before the game. Like,
Still market.
I'm not saying you are right or wrong to reject, but I think it's dramatic to say that it would have been a trade to get worked up over without.
No, I agree with you. I think the issue comes when it's like when you get one of those trade offers that has just like 15 moving parts and they're all nothing, that it makes
like someone's just getting screwed over.
Well, no, it just makes it really hard to, at least in my opinion, it makes it hard to pull the trigger when you're like, I don't know which one of these bum bench riders am I really gonna like add in as pieces. But I don't think I don't, as far as no offense, Austin, as far as Austin trade offers go, that's not that bad.
Yeah.
I think the most difficult piece of that to swallow from Ciggy's perspective probably is because you're getting young assets, but you're also getting an asset that's expiring in a year. So I feel like it's kind of, you couldn't decide on what you want to do.
That was the direction.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and those guys are young, but just because they're young, does that make them assets though? Not that, because I liked Rodgers, Brown before the season, all them, but like to this date, I mean, haven't nothing to
Gianni's playing pretty consistent third role there, but I mean the other two aren't doing great yet.
Yeah.
Is he putting up numbers though?
6.
He's not putting up great numbers, but he's definitely on the field, which is good to see.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mark Andrews is only 26. Most tight ends don't peak till about 27, 28. At least recent history. Kelsey, Kittle, Waller.
It was also his first touchdown of the season last night.
That even more reason.
That was also Jonathan Taylor's first touchdown last night. Oh wait, he had one. No, he had one in Miami. So week 4 and week 5, but I was not getting any production from Taylor. I mean, he had 16 points first week, but
Evan, I'm kind of surprised you traded yourself below Ciggy in the power rankings here with the better record.
What's up?
So I'm kind of surprised that Evan ranked himself below Ciggy in the power rankings here, given the record.
I've had a couple thinking from Evan.
Below?
Yeah, you want to be on the bottom of the power rankings.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
You're trying to.
I mean, they have no significance.
I don't care about the power rankings.
Yeah, they have no significance. So yeah.
He's trying to will himself into a tank, and it's just not happening.
Right.
Speak it into existence. Yeah.
I thought you were.
Speaking of tank, we got the Tank Bowl next week. What do you guys think about the number 1 overall pick matchup between Chris and Reid? I know this is a big matchup for Reid.
Chris should win because Chris is not tanking. His team is just underperforming, in my opinion.
No, that's for sure.
Especially after getting my doors blown off this week.
Dude,
You're really obligated to say that now.
Yeah, I have to. I have no choice. If he's tanking, I'm going to jump out my window.
And Reid's literally a free win at this point. He's putting up like 80 points a game. So if you can't beat that, then.
I mean, I'm going to win a few more, or I think I'll win 2 more games this year, just out of nowhere. I just hope it's not this week.
Reid pointed out to me earlier today that him and I play in a couple weeks, and about half of my team is on bye. That's a sneaky upset. Reid might beat me that week.
That would be the worst, like one of the worst, like ones to lose.
All-time choke
that you would
from
feel.
my team.
And actually, I'm going to try really hard to beat you, Riley, because I got your draft pick. So that's 1 week I'm okay winning.
Dude, I'm gonna cry. The week following that match, if I lose, I will get on here. I'll buy a camera and I'll cry into the camera.
We got some good matchups.
I thought it was pretty interesting though when I tallied up everybody's record. Our standings are pretty close to everybody's full season head-to-head record against everyone else. Like it's fairly close. The only person really outperforming is Evan. His record in the standings aren't accurate for how he's doing versus everybody else. He really should be a couple spots lower. Based on the screenshot I sent earlier in the group text. But.
Hey now.
Hey man, the man's team just knows how to win, huh?
Evan, who
did
you beat so far? Because I beat you week 1, and then who did you beat?
I've beaten Reid.
You beat Chris, Ciggy, and Reid. That's why I told him to chill on the
the bottom 3 in the power rankings.
Yeah. I'm not gonna do well next week. I play Bradley, so I'm not hopeful.
Hey, there's some room for error with Bradley's line with his injuries and stuff right now, though.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Especially if Dalvin doesn't play again.
Should we set a money line, set some spreads for next week?
Yeah, bro, set some spreads. Hey, Tom and Riley might be a push.
All right, let's quickly do it.
That would be fun. I mean, the spread would just be the projected points, right?
Yeah. All right,
Well,
I'll take this first one. Clearly, Collin. I would take it minus 200, minus 25.
25? Dang.
It would be minus 200. It would be minus.
Yeah. What's this boy looking at?
Are you talking about money line?
Yeah, money line.
I'm looking at minus 18 right now.
I also have minus 18.
Where are you guys getting these numbers? This is like some.
Just the projected like.
Literally looking
just
at
the projected point totals.
Yeah.
On Sleeper.
It's kind of funny how the dynamic around Collin's team changed overnight when he got Ridley, even though he didn't play Ridley last week, and now he's the highest scorer in the league.
I'd say
for me, it was when he.
From day one, I said Collin's gonna make the playoffs.
That's true. No, but my thing was when he got Rodgers, and then obviously now that he's got Ridley too. But my main thing was like when he got Rodgers.
You think it's more important that he got Rodgers than he got Ridley?
No, not necessarily. But just looking at his roster before this season, I don't remember if I picked him to make the playoffs or not. It was either like him and Tom or something like that, and I may have gotten Tom. But it was just because like I didn't like the Burrow at QB, and then like I think one of his flexes maybe wasn't as strong. And then also Darrell Henderson. But now looking at
the turning point for Collin was when he got rid of Mike Davis. That guy's a lame duck for your team.
Yeah, exactly. But just like sightly wise, just like the fact that he has Rodgers in right now, even though he may or may not be that much better than Burrow, and seeing how well Eckler's doing, yeah, I'm bullish on Collins now.
I was on your wagon from the start. I hope you know.